Alrighty, so why is Steam loading up? Oh frick, I forgot to open LiveSplit. Let me do that too. So this is just a recording I'm making for the Speedrun marathon, just so I'm not too stressed. But you know, I might just delete this, or I might keep it if it's actually a good run or something. Currently just opening up LiveSplit to, you know, keep track of that. So this is 140. It's a bit of an abstract game, as you can see. There's not a lot going on visually, but of course this is a game that's all centered around music. And the title is something I'll explain in a bit when we get started. So the timing just starts whenever I press a button on the title screen, and there's LiveSplit. There we go. Let's put that off to the side. So timing starts in 3, 2, 1, go. And I didn't connect my controller correctly. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Seriously, what is up with my controller? Hello. If this happens during the run, I'm kind of screwed, but okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. So, the game is called 140 because every song in the game is run at 140 BPM. And that actually leads to some interesting implications. So the game's audio engine is also at 140 BPM. So actually if the game's audio cuts out, the game just freezes. And everything in this game is based around cycles. Now, right now, there's not really a beat going on. So what we have to do in order to basically get our first beat is get these orbs. Now, there's a bit of a discussion in the community whether we should call these orbs or keys. I'm just going to call them orbs because that's what I'm used to. So here we have our first added cycle, and basically every orb we're going to get is going to add another element, another layer to the beat, which is a really cool game mechanic. But so far I can't really go any faster. We just have to follow these cycles. Now what I will say is that orb collections are very important to the speed of the run. So when you put an orb in the pedestal, as it's called, you actually, that's when the game actually kind of rounds to the nearest beat. That's actually when you can save time. I did that wrongly. Okay. So let me first just do this level and then I'll explain. So this game basically has a frame rule system. So it's basically like the original Super Mario Bros. Now it rounds to the nearest beat in 140 BPM, which is 3/7 of a second, so about 0.42 seconds. Oh, that was really nice. I'm going to get a fast cycle here. So you saw the orb went in really fast there. That's because I just about caught the fastest frame rule. And I can see on the splits I'm actually saving a lot of time because of that. So yeah, that's mostly the gist of this game. So trying to get cycle skips and trying to get the best beat at the end of the level. Now, there is one interesting skip here, but it's frame perfect, so don't expect me to get it. I've never actually gotten it during a run before. Yeah, I probably too early. But so what happens here if you... Yeah, okay. I did not get that. So if you jump there, the moment the static bit goes up, you can just barely get this. But yeah, now I got it because I died. But I didn't actually lose too much time there. But if you do that, like on the first possible cycle, it's frame perfect and you actually save about 2.3 seconds. So it's 2 point something, I can't remember. Now this is the easiest skip and run, but I mess it up all the time. Okay, nice, I got it. So that's really one where you just have to know what beat you need to jump on. So here you have these bounce pads. So this section plays out mostly as intended, so I can't really do anything here. But I will say, so the frame rule thing, you know, in you might know in the original Super Mario Bros. That you have 8-4, which is down to the frame, so the frame rule system doesn't apply there. There's something similar in this level, but it's in this level only, for whatever reason. This level counts to the quarter beat, so that's about 1/10 of a second. Now, this game runs at 60 FPS, so it's still not frame perfect, far from it actually. But it is interesting that it's that way. So you can save or lose a lot of time there. I actually saved 0.1 seconds there, so you can see normally I wouldn't have been able to save that increment of time. Now here you have a boss. So all the bosses in this game are completely original, completely like detached from the main platforming. So this is a shoot 'em up. So there's a bit of RNG here with how the blocks wobble, and actually that can cause you to lose a cycle, which, yeah, I don't know, I probably did that wrongly. I'm probably going to lose a tad of, just a little bit of time here getting the orb in for the second level. No, actually not. Okay. So this is the second level. So the any percent run has only 3 levels. So you might have noticed there were 4 orbs on the overworld, but that's just, the 4th level is technically like, it's DLC that was added later, so we don't actually include that in the run. Also, this is a really good run, whoa. I am ahead by a ton. Please don't tell me I'm going to get a PB just by doing a practice run. That would be insane. So these are, this level is called Snakes and Ladders, I think, in the game files, which I think you can see why. So nothing much is going to happen here, but there is an interesting cycle skip coming up in the next level, or in the next orb, I guess. So not right now. There's this bridge section, which I am notoriously, I mean, I'm not that bad at it, but it's like, I messed it up a lot during practice, so, you know, let's hope that doesn't happen here. There we go. And then we can jump over here, and now, nice, that was a really fast cycle. Okay, I'm going to get a good time here. Never mind. Okay, I didn't quite reach it. Still saving 1 cycle, but yeah. Okay, here's the cycle skip. Not here. This is just a setup for it. Ah, damn it, I didn't get it. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, okay. So... oh, I got that one, okay. So basically, when the static is gone for a bit, like the short pulse, you have a 2-frame window where you can actually just jump it, where you don't have to wait. Otherwise, you have to wait to get the long one, the one where the static is gone for a long time. But that's normally a 2-frame window, but because of something called coyote time, which you may have heard of in other games, that actually becomes much more lenient, and it's actually I think an 11 frame window. So yeah. So yeah, I lost a bit of time there trying to get that trick to work, but that's how that's supposed to go. Normally you're supposed to get that on the first possible cycle, but I kind of messed up. So I'm still going to be saving time compared to any percent, I think. Yeah, just a bit, but oh yeah, my any percent PB is, my splits is the old one. So actually, I'm not saving time, but I am pretty close to my PB. So this part is pretty cool. It's one of my favorite levels, casually, but when doing a speedrun, there's a lot of waiting, so yeah. So I guess I can talk a bit about some other random stuff in this game. So level 4, although I'm not going to be doing it, actually has a lot of interesting skips. You can actually skip an entire orb, so you can get an orb and then not put it in the pedestal and instead sequence break the game and just go to the next pedestal. Which means you have an extra orb. And which means you don't have to get the last orb, which actually saves you a ton of time. It also means that all the cycles are stopped for that one level. Okay, I had to concentrate there. It also means that the cycles are stopped for the one level where you don't put the orb in the pedestal, because of course the game only adds beats when you're actually on the pedestal. I actually put the orb in the pedestal. So yeah, that's really, it's a weird trick. It's kind of a shame I can't show it because level 4 has some really interesting tech, but I didn't have enough time to practice that one. Also, this is the easiest boss fight in the game, hands down. The first time I played this game, I spent about 10 minutes on this fight, just the last phase, but it's really not that hard. It's just a timing thing. Like, there are people who could do this blindfolded. In fact, people have done all the bosses blindfolded. So this is the last phase that I was talking about that took me so long the first time. So yep, that's it. That's the last phase. No, so basically what happens is you have to time it so that the block doesn't hit you. And right now it's not really that hard because you have a lot of space to move in. But here, this is a bit harder because it's constrained. And this is the hardest part. But it's really, once you get the timing down, it's not that bad. You actually have a lot of leeway, as you can see. And that's it. So somehow I spent 10 minutes on doing just that part. So now we're on to the final level, and I guess now's the time to mention something interesting about this game, is the fact that it loads right here. So actually the timer is still going on the stream, but in the game I have a timer mod that will give me a loadless time, and that's actually a point where it stops. I'm gonna try to do a skip here. No way, no way. Okay, I almost got that. Let me try that again. Yeah, okay, we're not doing that again. So basically you have to do that twice in a row, what I just did. You have to activate the block, then reactivate it, and get a tiny boost off it so you can still get to the next platform. You have to do that twice in a row, and then you can skip this entire sequence that I'm doing right now, which is just the intended way of doing it. Oh, that was slow. But yeah, I'm surprised I got that once. I never got that during, I got that like 2 times during practice. Okay, this part is actually kind of hard, so there's a lot of difficult cycles here. Ooh, okay, I got that one. So the reason why you have to go really fast there is because of this part. If you do that part fast enough, you can get through this. Otherwise you can't, so. Okay, I got the perfect cycle there, which means there is a wheel that turns here. You're going to see it in a second. If you don't do that part perfectly, you will have to wait here for 9 seconds. Which means, so any imperfection, any death that you get there is a 9-second time loss. Now I did have to wait a bit there, but that's just because the perfect cycle doesn't really quite line up. But that's actually the best cycle you can get there. So don't be fooled by the fact that I had to wait there. Now this part is not too hard. So here I'm going to try to make use of another coyote jump to get this orb early. No, I didn't get it. Okay. There's a backup, luckily. But you can do a late jump off the second block to just barely get that. And now we're on to the final main level of this run already. I know it's a short game. But this is the most tense one by far. This is like anxiety, but it's music. It's anxiety, but it's a video game basically. So, yeah. The movement here is pretty precise. There's not a lot of... I mean, there is a bit of leeway, but especially when you're doing this part casually, it can be really hard. Now, this part is really precise, so I'm just going to use a visual cue. The background actually has a little dip there, like the spectrometer in the background, which I haven't mentioned up until now. It's cool. I like the fact that that's the background in this game. But there's a little dip there, which you can use to align yourself. Now you might notice the background has parallax, so I'm actually using the dark green layer and the front layer, the front green layer. Okay, let me concentrate. This part is called the Dream Crusher. Oh, no! No! I thought I had it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, yeah, it's gone. So, this is the part that gets you when you're nervous. It's not that hard, as you can see, I just got it. But if you're nervous and you don't know what you're doing, or, I mean, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, and then that part's definitely something hard to cap off the run with. Now we're on to the final boss, which is interesting, let me just say that. So this is just, it's also kind of a shoot 'em up, but in a different way. So we just have to point at the triangle that's pointing to us. Doesn't seem that hard, right? I mean, if there's going to be 3 phases of this, like why is this such a hard boss then? Why do I even mention that it's interesting? Well, that's because of this phase. Not the color change, although that's also cool, but the fact that I didn't press my controller just now. That was offset. And the offset actually changes from 1 to 2. And it's, yeah, it's definitely disorienting, so you have to concentrate a lot to get that. So this is actually the hardest phase. The third phase tries to make it harder, but they actually made it easier. So time is going to be when I hit the last cycle. So you can actually, so the stage rotates, but you can actually just point at the one you want, and the stage just happens to rotate. Not with that one. That one is an exception. The last one is also an exception, which makes it kind of interesting. So this is the second to last one, so timing is going to be on the last one. Time. Whoa, that's actually a really good run. Jesus. 17:30. My PB is 17:24. So, and that's a PB I got with like 0 special tricks. Just like doing a perfect run basically. And I think, yeah, I did do a couple of tricks then, but it was like, now I showcased a lot of tricks in this run and I didn't get all of them. But the fact that I still managed to get such a good run with failed tricks is really... I'm surprised. I should do like... I should turn this into a level 4 run, actually. So, that's 140. That's the main game. But 4 years after the game came out, in 27... the game came out in 2013, but 4 years after, they added another level. And I'm going to do that one now, but I'm not going to commentate it because I'm not even going to do this one in the marathon. So, yeah, I just want to see how far I can take this run. No. I guess I can commentate it just for funsies. So, this level is probably my favorite in the game. But did I seriously just do that? There we go. So you saw that the orb turned static there, which is going to be the main mechanic of this stage. Not that the orbs turn static, but that the platforms have this really weird pattern. You'll see. Nice, okay. So there's a very brief window when you can get that, and that's not intended at all, but hey. No way, I got that twice? That's the harder of the two. No way I got that. Okay, this is a really good run. I'm just surprised. Now this part you can actually do a little faster, but I'm just doing a safe strat there. So I'm going to try to get a small skip here, but it's again, it's kind of hard. Yeah, we're not doing it. I'm just doing it the normal way. I think if you did a long, like that long static part quicker, that you can get a skip there, but I don't think it's possible if you just do it normally. That was a gold split. I'm minus 18.1 seconds. So I'm going to, I mean, now I have to try the skip, right? So this level has a ton of interesting rhythms, like this one. I always mess that one up, so I probably wasted a ton of time there just waiting, but I've messed that one up every run consistently. Oh, that one not though. I don't know what happened there. Damn it. Okay, that worked. So here is the sequence break that I was talking about, which I'm not going to do in the main run. Whoops. Actually, that doesn't matter, because I had to wait anyway. Yeah, we're not getting that. I'm going to do one more attempt at this, because it saves a lot of time. Okay, one more. This trick is addicting, I swear. I don't know how precise this trick is, but it's definitely up there. Okay, one more. Then I'll be in the red after this, so... That was so close. Okay, one more. Yeah, we're not getting this. So normally you need to do a kind of coyote jump off that platform. It's weird. But yeah, I'm losing a lot of time here now, but it's fine. My splits for this part aren't that great either, anyways. So it doesn't matter. And if I actually learn to do that skip consistently, it doesn't, yeah, it's not even gonna matter. There we go. I'm sucking hard. I got this during my practice runs, so that's why I'm... There we go. So... Oh, you can't do that way? Okay. Okay, I am glad that I'm not doing this one. Okay, so normally if you do like everything with the skip, you actually don't even like, nothing moves basically in this part, except some of the blocks that you already activated. No way I actually got that. Okay, so normally if you get the skip, then you put the orb that you didn't put into the pedestal, you put it into the pedestal here, and then you get the other orb. So now normally I would have an extra orb right now, which I could put into the final pedestal, but I don't, so I actually do have to get the final orb. Which is time loss, of course. But I mean, I'm already losing so much time from doing the skip, so it doesn't really matter. There is a fun cycle skip you can do here. I'm going to try to get it, but it's precise and I have like literally zero setup for it, so yeah, I'm not getting it. Yeah. Let's just try one more time. I doubt it. Yeah, just barely. Okay, let's just do this normally. So that skips having to go up and down here some extra times. Okay. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm just going to do this the intended way. All of that was just to activate this one lonely block. So this is the final orb. So normally you can just get the pedestal, skip it and win, but now we actually have to do this too. Okay, and then this is the true final boss, which I'm not going to be doing. It's another shoot 'em up like the first one. I say shoot 'em up, but I mean like, you know what I mean. But this one is interesting because you go upside down every time you hit the, or you switch, yeah. You switch every time you hit the ball. And also it actually loses one side every time you hit it. Which means at the end we'll just be left with a square. Right now you can't really see it, but when we get to the final phase, you'll see. So now we have the heptagon, yeah. This is a hexagon, this is the hardest part in my opinion. There we go. And then don't die. Yeah, that happens. Usually I get that. But I remember last run I died and got it at the same time, which was a bit weird. But or like I almost died. But now I actually died. I don't know if there's a way to make sure you don't die there, but it's kind of just luck based for me. I never really get runs to here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's just... Okay, yeah, you have to stand at the right side of that. Okay, that's fine. Plus 1 minute 42, but that's really just because of the final level. So that's 140. That's basically everything this game has to offer, except there's also, when you go past this pedestal, there's also some extra levels. These are deathless and mirrored, so that's interesting, but I won't be doing those.